Are you pleased with that victory? Are you pleased with the performance? What gave you the most pleasure?
Do you think we have any reason for being happy? So we are happy. We won the match.
Karen?
9 points, we won the match, didn't concede goals, the game was calm, the team was compact, control, and almost there. I think 1 point to qualify, 1 victory maybe to finish first, so all good.
Hi Jose. How's Marcus Rashford? How is Eric Bailly? And is Phil Jones also got an injury problem, please?
Yeah. You know, Phil Jones, to be on the bench was because he was feeling that in case of real need, he would help us. So if he was in that stage today, I think Saturday we will be in conditions to play. Eric Bailly, I don't think so. Eric Bailly, I don't think so. Marcus Rashford, I thought was cramps because he was running so much that I thought was about muscular fatigue. But no, he told me that he was feeling something in his knee. It didn't look for me a big thing, but we never know.
Hi, Jose. Were you surprised with the tactical surprise brought by Rui Vitória, especially in the midfield with 3 centre midfielders? No, I was not surprised because we analyzed not only today but also the yesterday, the past, and Rui has done different things in different matches. He played with 2 midfielders, with Pizzi on one side, being the third man. He played with this triangle also. One thing is what usually Benfica repeats nationally, and another different thing are what Rui does, and sometimes he does it for real. We were not surprised. It was something that we already had in mind. I think that this brought some balance to their team. It allowed them to balance the game by having Pizzi and Filipe Augusto with Feja. Allowed them to pressure a little bit more. We didn't have enough space to play in the infield where we are strong. So I think that was an option that I think that could have worked, but they played against a great team defending. Not that I read it a lot, but sometimes when I read the press, not only English press but also Portuguese press also, I feel that sometimes defending properly it's seen as a crime, but it is not, and that's why we control the game, because we defended properly. And it was a goal. It was not against the current of the game, but we end up ending game and we are almost qualified. So that's it. Good evening, Nuno Luz from SIC. The result comes in a goal of bad luck of a young man who premiered today. What can we say to a goalkeeper that premieres today, and it seems to have some quality, but it was a fatal mistake, right? What can we tell him? Well, what we can tell him, and I think that the kid deserved a little bit more. He has some qualities. That's not it. He's a phenomenon. He's amazing. And what I really want to say is that I prefer that a goalkeeper of one of my teams suffers a goal like this one, than a goalkeeper to be on the line of goal for 90 minutes. Only great goalkeepers suffer goals like this, because they are the only ones that risk things, that they use the space that they have ahead of them. Only great goalkeepers can save a goal like he did when he used his head to go and get the ball outside of the area. So given the amazing use of space, he was unlucky, and I think he will never eat another goal like this. But it's a goalkeeper with a huge potential. and either Benfica has a top goalkeeper for many years, or the president, please prepare a big suitcase because they will pay a lot of money for this kid in a few years. José Mourinho for BTV, and because we are speaking about youth, I know that you don't want to come out of the game itself, of the match, but Lindelof, he played also. It seems that time really goes by, but he was starting in Benfica, and now also Ruben Dias and Diogo Gonçalves that played also today. Can these kids have a future? Well, maybe I'm going to say something that you are not aware of. The goalkeeper only came to Benfica because his father was confident enough, his manager were confident enough that he would play in Benfica because he's so young. It's the way that Benfica is thinking, and it's the way that Benfica is acting. He had other great clubs, maybe more powerful in terms of money, but the decision was to stay here because with being 18, it's possible to play here in Benfica and in other clubs. Not so much. And his defender also played very well. Another kid that we took a chance on. We saw in the youth league, also in Benfica, a lot of talent there. And it's a philosophy that means that Benfica will win. It doesn't mean that it will win 10 championships in a row. That's not it, because Porto will not allow them, Sporting will not allow them, because they will invest on different levels. But Benfica is following a strategy that has been bringing titles and things like the match of today. Today they lose the match, but the fans are confident in the team. Rui comes out strong of this match. It was one of those defeats that you lose a match, but on the other hand, you win a near future for the team. Being an adversary, but being Portuguese and proud to be Portuguese, and even more proud when I showed my colleagues from Manchester United what are high-end football facilities. Pedro Rosmaninho for TVI 24. I would like to ask you, doing the math of the group, are the places in the group defined after the win of Basel in CSKA? Was it in Moscow it was in Moscow? Well, good win. It's a good win. Benfica needs to win the match with Basel. We need to win the match with Basel. So Basel only gets 9 points. If we do, Benfica needs to win the next match with Manchester. I think that Benfica will get 6 points and goes to the EuroLeague.
You said defending properly is seen as a crime. Do you feel your team and yourself are unfairly treated in that respect, that approach is sort of frowned upon rather than celebrated at times?
You know, with other manager, with other players, I'm pretty sure that yes, but that's not a problem for us. And there is another situation. Maybe I'm guilty of it. I never speak about injuries. Other managers, they cry when some player is injured. I don't cry. I think the way to do it is to ignore the players that are injured, is to focus on the players that are available, is to give confidence on the players that are available. But if I want to moan and cry like the others, I can cry for the next 5 minutes. Ibrahimovic, Pogba, Fellaini, Marcos Rojo, I can cry, but I don't. So we do it with what we have. You know, we went to Liverpool with 2 midfield players and nothing else, not even on the bench. Today it happened the same. We brought the kids, like Benfica does, because they don't have another solution. I don't have another solution too. I brought Scott McTominay, which is the same age as Benfica kids. But the Premier League is a different story. It's really